friends, welcome back again. We are so happy you popped over again to see what we are up to today. Of course, for everyone who is new here, welcome. We are Janny and Dyanne, and we hope you enjoy what you see. And if you do, of course, we hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone who is here and is not subscribed to our channel, we hope you will click the red subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and tick the bell so you will be notified every time we upload new DIYs. Like we always say, enough talking, let's jump into today's inspiration. So you see already on the table, I am ready for a new DIY. We are going to use the smaller blocks, the smaller tumbling tile blocks. Of course, my container with everything inside, some scissors, markers, brushes, and some whiteboard, some twine, and of course the wood glue. I recommend for this DIY also the wood glue, because the hot glue is always tricky that it falls apart, especially also with this one. I have here my old saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue. I have here some paint, and of course this is a little bit in the cookie brown, because we are going to use also a silhouette of our gingerbread. And he is already cut out, because I use this silhouette also for a gingerbread cupboard on my other channel, on the All About Christmas channel. So you find the links down below in this description box. So I already use, if you are a gingerbread person, go check it out on the other channel. So what we're going to make, we are going to make a kind of an at least a gingerbread, and we're not going to use the whole gingerbread. We're going to use the half, but the top half. So I am still debating what I'm going to do under it. You will see that in a moment. So let me surprise you. So I place my a little silhouette on top of here, and of course I'm going to get my marker, and I'm going to make the mark where I want to have it off. Of course, now in the moment I give you the measurement from the gingerbread I use over here. So I'm going to cut off this piece. So don't worry, I will tell you in a moment. So you see, this is the top, and we still are going to keep the legs, because I don't know if I'm going to use them later or not. So this is of course the silhouette we are going to use, and the silhouette sizes are 20 centimeters. This is 20 centimeters. If you stay in between that kind of measurement, then you are having the right numbers of your the blocks later. So this is 20 centimeters, and it is in inches, it is 7.5, and the length is of course in centimeters 19.5, and in inches it is almost between 7.5 and 8 inches in. So if you keep within this measurements of your gingerbread, then you can use any silhouette from Google, from Pinterest. It doesn't matter. You just use, maybe you can even draw it, because it's a very easy shape. So just use this kind of measurement, and then you have the right numbers of your blocks. So I'm going to place this aside, and of course now I'm going to look with my blocks how many I am going to need, because I'm going to do them on a row. And of course I already measured it out, because I did already one on the other side, but then I used the gingerbread in a totally different way. So I'm going to go for, I think 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to take one extra to be sure. Then I do again 2 rows, because I want to be sure that the whole gingerbread is in. And then I'm going to do only a couple over here. So we need 2 rows of 13, 2 rows of 13, and then we're going to build down to be sure. And this one, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks, and then we go up only, I think, also for 7. So 2 of 13 and then 2 of 7. So you see, we're going to start with 2 rows of 13 blocks. So very easy, you just place them in this line, and then you're going to do the longest side of your blocks, and you're going to row them together, very easy. And if if you are also into the gingerbread theme for the Christmas season, just let me know in the comments. I would love to know because here in the Netherlands, the gingerbread is coming up also. So I'm loving the gingerbread theme. Also, the theme which is looking like gingerbread, especially the sweetness, and that I really love it. It gives such a nice, warm and cozy feeling for the Christmas season. And of course, I know the Christmas season is also for the reason why we are going to celebrate Christmas. But for your house, it is always nice to have a warm, cozy place. So I'm going to do the last blocks, and then we have our 2 rows of 13 and the last, and we're going to squeeze it from within. Be sure that it doesn't pop out because that's always the tricky part. And you see already there's one in between which is very small. It's much smaller one than the other blocks, so I'm going to remove this because I can't have it in this DIY. So I'm going to keep it, place it aside, get another block, do some glue on this side and on this side. So always don't just change it up because later you can use the other one for another DIY. So again, we're going to wipe away the glue and this way, and we're going to redo it so we have a real nice straight line. And we're going to wait a couple of minutes. So I gave it a couple of minutes, place it carefully on the side. I'm going to do the tops with some glue over here. And we're going to go back because we want to be sure that on each block is a little bit of the wood glue. And then we go carefully fill in the open gaps we have. And this way, and we're going to wipe away the glue. Place it over here. We're going to get our 7 blocks. 4, 5, 6, 7. And again. And this one of 7. So we're going to do the same. We do on the longest side, we do our glue. And we row them easy together. And this is already the last of the first row. And this is the second. And if you are decorating for the gingerbread theme in your home, maybe if you don't find it too much trouble, maybe you can send a mail to us of a thing, because we would love to see a picture of how your gingerbread is looking like, or maybe your room is looking like, your kitchen. I would love to know because I'm a crazy lady about Christmas. So maybe you like to show it to us also, because we would love to see what you made and of course how you decorated it. I always love to see that, but of course only when it's not too much trouble. So we're going to give this also a couple of minutes. So we gave it a couple of minutes. Now we're going to do some glue on the tops, and we place one on the underside of the 2 of 13. So it's very easy. Just place this one over here and give it some pressure so you can easily fill in the gaps. We do here the same, some glue on the tops, and then we're going to look if the silhouette is fitting. And we're going to squeeze it and this way, and then we're going to place it on top. And you see already I am having a little bit too short too short, so I have to do it this way, but it's no problem. We are going to place 2 over here, and I see already then I have more than enough. We just do a little glue this way and a little glue on this block, so the tops and the side, and we're going to place it over here, and we do only on this one on the underside, and we're going to place this together, squeeze it, and you see now he is nicely fitting. So again, give it some pressure, and we're going to let this dry in for at least 1.5 hours, because this really needs to dry before I'm going to get my saw. I'm sorry, Gabby, this time I also need to cut this gingerbread. Also the gingerbread on the other channel I need to cut with my jigsaw. I always try to consider also people who don't have a jigsaw, but sometimes you have to, because or else you can't make any shape. So I'm sorry that you have to saw a little. I hope you can find someone who can. So Gabby, sorry. So I'm going to place this on another mat, and then we're going to go further. So in the meantime, while the top is already drying, at least where we're going to make the top of the gingerbread, but I got an idea. So sometimes everything is going in my head. Sounds one big mess in my head. I'm going to use the feet also. So I'm going to look for how many blocks I'm going to use if I want to make the feet also. So I think at least already one extra I see already over here. I think if I have 2 rows of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now of course 8, not 9, 8 blocks. It will be fine. I think then I'm going to make it. So I'm going to place it aside. Oh, I really am clunging right now. So I'm sorry. Of course, I also wanted to show you this way, because or else everything looks so perfect. You can easily fill it in. Everything is fitting, and nothing is fitting in normal life. So you see, this is fitting nicely. So I'm going to do 2 rows of 8. So we're going to very easy also with the other one. Just do some glue on the sides. It's a lot of gluing on the side for this DIY, but later I hope you are really happy how this is turning out, and it gives maybe a little piece of a unique piece in your home. So we're going to do this one. That's why we are going to do this DIYs, because we love to share what we have for ideas, but of course change it up any way you like. So I'm going to squeeze it again this way, and I'm going to squeeze this also from within to the outside. And then we're going to give some pressure totally on the outside, and we're going to wipe away the glue. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes. So I place one on the side. I'm going to do some glue again on the tops. And we're going to place this down also, and going to squeeze it together this way. Fill in the open gaps. And we're going to wipe away the glue, and we're going to let this dry also for 1.5 hours. So now we have our 2 rows on the table of 9 blocks. So 2 rows of 9. So we're going to get the sides again, because we're going to make a kind of a bench. I don't know if it really turned out as a bench or maybe like a stool. So we will see. So we're going to row them easy together, because I make it on the way. I really have no idea how it will turn out. So again, the other row of 9, and number 5, number 6, number 7, and number 8, and number 9 is of course the closure up. We're going to squeeze them, and this way. We're going to do here the same from the inside to the outside. We're going to squeeze it, and we're going to wipe away the glue, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes. I think you can dream it already. So we gave it a couple of minutes again. We place it on the side. We're going to do some glue, and this will be the sitting part of the bench. We're going to place them together, and make sure that you have a nice line, and we squeeze it to wipe away the open gaps, because that's not what we want. So this is already the sitting part. I'm going to place it over here. What we're going to do now, 2 pieces of 3 like this, and we're going to, not on the side, but we're going to do the tops of the block. This is number 1, number 2, and we're going to row them together. We do here the same, and here the same, and place them also together. We're going to squeeze it, and this one, and wiping away the glue, and we're going to let it place over here. Now normally we would let it dry for a couple of minutes, but we're going to get 2 loose blocks. This is one, and on this side, you both of the longest side, you do some glue, place it over here. You do here the same, some glue on this side, and on this side, and you place it of course also in the middle, not totally in the middle, a little bit of the middle off, so you get a nice little opening. In this way, of course, I'm totally under the glue, and we're going to place this one over here, squeeze it carefully, and now we get a loose block, and we're going to place it together to make sure that we have a straight line on the side. So we're going to wipe away the glue, and then we're going to let it dry in for at least a couple of minutes. So I'm going to place this one on the side. I'm going to do some glue carefully over here on the midden in line. So we're going to place this at the ending of our sitting area of our, yeah, it's not, I don't know if it will really get a bench or maybe also kind of an organizer. I'm looking at it, you can use it for more purposes. And we're going to make sure we feel with our fingers over here that we have a straight line on the back side, over here and on the side, because we don't want that it's sticking out. And now we're going to let this one rest on the side, also the same like we did with the pieces of the gingerbread. So we're going to place this over here, and now we're going to go further with the boxes on the side of our, maybe you can use it as a shelf, or maybe you can use it as a bench, we will see. For both sides we need one of the little boxes crates, and so we need 4 blocks. What we're going to do, we do some glue on this side, on the side over here, so here and here, place them together. We do here the same on the other one, this one and this one, and we're going to place them over here, and now you have everything glued in one piece, and place it down. We do here the same, some glue on the tops, on the side, place it over here. We do here the same, some glue on this side, and then we're going to place it down. Oh, of course we need to turn it, and then we're going to fill them in, and we have now 2 already of the bottoms from each side, 1, and we're going to place them aside. Be sure that you every time feel with your fingers that they have a nice line, or else the rest is not fitting. So for the first box on one side we use 4 rows of 9. So again we're going to glue the longest line again over here, just row them very simple together, and don't worry, I won't do everything together with you, because I think you can't see anymore how many blocks I already glued this way. So I'm only going to do this row together, so the rest I do faster. So I gave it a couple of minutes. Now I'm going to place this one on his side and this one. And now we're going to do very easy, some glue on the top and over here. And we're going to place them down and place them to each other. So very carefully, and you fill in the open gaps, the sides straight, and this way. And we're going to wipe away the glue gently like this, and we're going to let this rest on the side. The only thing what we need for one of the boxes on the side is of course 2 of 2, 3 of 2, but 4 of 2. So very easy. We're just going to do some glue on this side again, and we're going to fill in over here. We do here the same on this side and this side, and we're going to make one piece out of it. This is already 1, and we do here the same, and on this side place it together, and now we do only this one, and on this side, and we place it over here, and now we have 2 pieces for which will be the sides. So again we're going to wipe away the glue and let it all dry in at least 10 minutes. So we have now of course our 2 widest sides, we have 2 of the smaller sides, and we have 2 bottoms already for also on the other side, but we are going to use only 1. So what we're going to do, we're going to do some glue on the underside of one of them, Just very simple. And we're going to place this one against here. We do here the same, some glue on the underside. And we're going to place them over here. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes just to work it in. Not too long, because or else it doesn't fit nicely with the other part. So I was gluing this together and I was looking and I think this one is much too wide. This doesn't work. And you see already it doesn't work because I have 2 rows too much. So this doesn't work. So because this is not totally dry yet, you can easily get off 2 of the pieces. So you're going to get 2 blocks off. So you see already it's very easy to break off because it's still not dry. And if everything is correctly, this will work fine. So we do here the same. Just place 2 rows of like this because it's not totally dry yet. So we have already the sides now for the other part. So just lay them over here. Don't worry, these 3 parts we use for the other one. So what we're going to do, we are going to, I have to think right now. So now what we're going to do, we are going to make a kind of a U. You can do some glue on this side, over here. We do to the bottom and we go up again. So you see always DIYing is always trying out and you never know if it will work or not. And sometimes you have to make adjustments. And I always love to show you also the things which are not totally going great, because nothing is going great, at least not with the DIYing always. So this is one. Now we're going to make another one. We're going to do some glue over here. Again, the line here, the line on the underside, and we're going to go up over here. And we're going to place this one on this side, and then you have a nice little box with a bottom. So at the end, we always get there. Don't ask me how, why, but we're going to get there. So over here, I'm going to place away the glue because everything is a little bit under the glue, but it doesn't matter. Just let it dry in for a little moment. And we're going to give it some pressure. So, and we're going to make now the other one, but we already have this part, and this part. So we only need to make the 4 pieces of 9. But if you are going to make it later and you see the mistake already, then you have to make, of course, the other parts. But you need, for one crate from this, you need 3 pieces of this 4 piece like this, and 2 pieces of 4 pieces of 9 like this, like the bottom over here. This is 9, this is 7, this is 7, and on this side is both of them 7. So I did saw my video back, and I think it can be a little bit confusing, the box this for the sides. We're going to make 2 of this one. So I have laid down on the table for 1 box, because I don't want that you later think, oh, it's not fitting, it's not totally right, I don't understand it. So very easy, 3 pieces of 4 like this one, and you need 4 rows of 7 glued together. You see in a moment how I'm going to place this together, and then you have 1 crate and you need 2 of them. So I'm going to place both of them on the side. We're going to do some glue on the tops and over here, and a little extra here. We're going to place them down, place them over here. Then we row the 2 rows of 7 on each other, and here the 2 rows of 7. And we're going to let it dry in for a little moment, and then we're going to make all the pieces 1 crate again. So we do some glue on the underside of one of the 4 piece, and we're going to place them straight up again. We do here the same over here, and we're going to place it straight up. We're going to give it some pressure from the underside over here, and we're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. So we get one of this blank. We're going to do some glue over here, and we go to the underside and we go up. And now it's very easy just to place this one straight up against here. So very gently just place it only together. Don't do anything more before we're going to do the other one. So we have here one and over here, and of course over here we do a little bit extra, and we're going to place this also straight up over here. And now we're going to give it a little bit of pressure, not too much, because everything is not totally dry yet. So just do a little bit, and we squeeze it from the underside, and we're going to let this dry in for at least 20 minutes. So what we're going to do, we have now our two boxes on the side. We're going to place one over here. What we're going to do, we're going to get our middle piece. If everything is correctly, you also have one of this one. What we're going to do, we're going to place this on top of here, totally at the ending. So this is in the straight line over here. And this, so I'm going to do some glue on this part, and we're going to go this line, of course, and I'm going to place, now I have to look, of course, this way. This is better, or else I'm gluing it wrong. So I'm going to let it fall down and very gently make sure that I have it where I want to have it, on the back side. And I need to go a little bit, and it is a little bit of a task. Just take your time for it. Feel with your fingers. This one can go a little back, and this is also straight. So now I'm going to just easy let it rest for at least 15 minutes. So now we're going to place the other crate with the opening this side. So over here I'm going to do some glue on this top, and of course over here a line. Make sure that you have everything with some glue. And if everything is correctly, and I hope I didn't wait too short, that I can easily place this over to this side. Of course I have to go this way, and I'm going to glue this one on the top over here, and again place it down. I have to feel with my fingers that I have it in a straight line. I think I have, so I'm going to wipe away the glue, and I'm going to let this dry in also at least, I think now I do a half hour before I'm going to paint it. So in the meantime, while the bench, or maybe you can use as a shelf, is drying, we are going to get the pieces we are going to make into a gingerbread. So we are going to place this one over here, and we're going to add the ending and feel with your fingers, and then I'm going to, of course I need to go a little bit to this side, or else I'm off out of my piece, and that's not what we want. So take your time for it. I know it takes sometimes a little bit longer with me because I want to be sure that I have it right. I'm going to go over here, I'm going to go around and make his feet, and go over here, and we go to this side, and we make a nice round in between. You can also make a point. You don't have to make a round if you find it a little bit difficult to get with your saw and round. Also you can make easy a point in the middle, and we go around over here. And if everything is correctly, you have now the feet of your gingerbread already, but you can also sign them yourself if you are keeping in the measurement. So of course I always take my marker of my pencil, and I'm going to go over it to be sure that I have the right line when I'm going to saw my piece. And over here I need a little bit, and this one. And this is already the underside. Now we're going to get the top, and of course we do place the 2 blocks on top. And if everything is correctly, I can easily place it over here. I have to go a little to this side. And I have my piece I need, and I take my time for it. I won't bore you with that, so I'm going to go over it, and you see it in a moment. So, and here you see the gingerbread, the top at least of the gingerbread. So I'm going to go now to my garage, and I'm going to cut both of the pieces out, and then I hope I have 2 pieces when I come back, but you never know. So you see here already I have here my gingerbread man. Of course, I'm going to paint it, and it was a little bit of a task, but this is really an easy silhouette to cut out. So I'm show it to you this way. So try to at least take the easiest shape of the gingerbread, then you can everyone can saw it out, because it's really easy to do. Of course, if you are a little bit scared, just be careful. Don't do something you don't like. Just only do it if you are enjoying it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to paint this one, of course, in the brown color, but I also do my bench in the brown color. So I'm going to, very easy, and I'm going to, this is a paint with an acrylic paint, and he is covering not in one time, but that's just what I want. I don't want that it covers totally the wood tone, so I'm going to go only for 1 layer, but you can go, of course, for many layers if you want to have it really, yeah, painted. I like a little bit of the wood shining through. So I'm going to take my time for it, and of course I'm also going to paint my bench in the same color. So, and this is how the bench shelf, you can use it for any purpose, it turned out. Of course, like I told you, I'm going to paint mine also in the brown color. I do always a piece of the inside of my planters, because I don't like if it is totally white when you look at inside of it. So I also always take a little bit of the time to do also a little bit of the inside. But that's just a tick for me, so you don't have to do it. So you see already I placed the gingerbread feet on a piece of paper kitchen towel, and I have here a little bit of the white color. I'm going to make little stripes on my gingerbread, but you can decorate it, of course, any way you like. I just make little pieces over here, and so I'm going to go around and over here and make them as white as you like. So I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to go around. So you see, and this is how it turns out, and I'm going to let it dry, and I'm still debating if I did with my other gingerbread, I did the little red stripes in between. So I'm still debating if I'm going to do this also, or if I'm going to leave this one white, and you also can do maybe some black little stripes in between. So I'm still debating. Now we're going to go further with the top of the gingerbread. So now I have of course, the front side of my gingerbread man, and I have here 2 little sponges, a smaller one and a bigger one. You can easily make a little rounds with. I ordered them online on Temu, but you can buy them, order them everywhere in different sizes. So I'm going to do the smaller one in the black color, and of course I have to be sure that I have on the whole sponge I have my black, because most of the time, one time is then you have to do it right. So I'm going to place this one, I think this will be the middle, I think over here. This is one, and now we're going to do a one next to it over here. And he's not totally black, so I try to get it, and this one also a little, but sometimes you always have to be careful, because then it's sometimes your eyes get bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's not what you want. You don't want that big kind of big eyes. So I'm going to let this dry, and then we're going to do the nose. So now I'm going to get the red paint. I just did a little dot on a piece of paper, kitchen towel paper, and I'm just going to look for that I have all my sponge again in the red color, because we want to do it in one time. And then we're going to make very easy, we're going to make a nose. And we're going to let this dry in also. Now I have my eyes, my nose, and of course later I will do a couple of, we call it whimpers. I don't know, lashes, if I think you are meaning it, of calling it. I have to go with the black and I'm going to try to make a mouth. But for me, that is really difficult. So I'm going to look for if I can make something of it. So bear with me because I'm not that great in making a mouth. So I'm going to go around here and I try to do as less paint as I can, so if I make mistake I don't have a real big problem. So I take my time, usually in a moment how this one turned out. So I did my best with his mouth. Of course I'm going to show you this way, but I kept it very simple, very easy and simple. We're going to do later, I don't know if I'm going to do a little white dot inside of the eyes. I don't know yet. I did it with the other one, but I'm not sure if I like it for this one. So I'm going to place this down and I'm going to get my red again, this one, and I'm going to make some buttons. And I'm going to make one over here. And I'm going to make one over here. So, and I'm going to let this dry in. Meantime, while the middle piece is drying, I'm going to get my white again. Of course, I make one big mess out of it, I always do. So I'm going to start under and just work my way again up until little white stripes. So I'm going to go totally around. See, I have here my bench. Of course I'm going to turn it to me because it's easier to glue. So I'm going to get my gingerbread. Of course I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to do some glue on the underside because we're going to glue it on the back side of the bench. So over here, and we're going to place it, and of course you see now the back side of my gingerbread, but don't worry, later you will see the right way. Of course I'm going to place it on top, and over here of course I have to hold it myself, and I'm going to wait a couple of minutes and then you see the rest of the steps. So you see already now the gingerbread is on top. What I'm going to do, I have my feet, I have here my feet. I always tell you everything of this DIY. What I did miscount because I thought my bench would have the height of this one. But of course I did it a little lower in the same length as this one. That means if you want to glue this on the front of here, you see already, this is not going to work. Unless you want to have a little basket, then it works fine. Then you can use some as a planter. That's fine too, but I needed to find a solution. So I'm going to place mine inside of here, and I think that looks very nice. So I'm going to turn my piece over. I'm going to do some glue over here, just around, and then I'm going to place it inside of my bench of shelf. Oh, you see already over here. I have to turn it because or else I don't see it. I'm sorry. You see in a moment. And of course I have to wipe away a little of the glue because I messed it up a little, but that's also DIYing. So you see, this is how he's looking like right now. And I'm really happy, and you see in a moment the quick impression how I decorated it. And you see finally the quick impression of my tumbling tower blocks gingerbread shelf bench. And I'm so happy how this one turned out, and you can decorate it any way you like. This is just an inspiration, but I hope you give this one a try. Everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw. And if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give us a thumbs up and hit the bell, so you will be notified every time we upload new DIYs. For more DIYs, come on over to our description box. There you find the link for our DIY channels. Everyone have an amazing day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.